Is your favorite aesthetic fascist or not? Let's talk about that today. And today we are going to do Coquette. I don't even know if I would do this one. We all know there are issues, but is it fascist? I don't know. Let's discuss. If you're new here, I'm Lindsay, and I write more long form pieces with a thesis on my Substack. So subscribe there if you want to read my writing. I'm working on a big project right now, so I haven't updated in a while, but I will. But let's go back to Coquette. Coquette can be interlinked with like many other aesthetics. And as someone who was on Tumblr in the 2010s, it used to be called something different. Although the name has changed, I'm not sure how much the style has, because I was very invested in the 2010s Tumblr version of this. I was a huge Nicole Dollanganger fan, a huge Lana Del Rey fan, and while my version of Coquette was kind of more rooted in like vintage Americana and doing flat lays with like the book that we all referenced and Valley of the Dolls, it still feels pretty similar. It's so interesting that this sort of aesthetic like obviously has evolved, but it's still kind of stayed the same. Of course, we have Lana Del Rey, very feminine, lots of bows, lots of cake, flowers, floral print. Makeup is very feminine, lots of pink. I feel like we probably still have like the Miss Dior around, but this version does feel like a little more like preppy centered, but also this is a big term for a lot of like aesthetics. And there's a lot of difference like in what that means, even in this aesthetic. So let's unpack it through my lens of this series. So some definite just like surface level criticisms. This is kind of rooted in some things that I cannot say on this app. Some people view this as like women being very like docile, but also people view it as a way of like reclaiming what is feminine and bringing power to that. Also, the word that I cannot say is based in like age gap relationships. Just to clarify, some people definitely do think it's like too much of the male gaze, like even if it's revisioned and power for yourself, that it's still pretty present, and so is patriarchy. A lot of these like role models that I see kind of in this aesthetic, they're all white and they're all very skinny, and it definitely gives some like very much like ED propaganda. I just made a story about this today actually, but every time I open this app, I am flooded with like ED propaganda, and I always hit dislike and it's always there. When we romanticize like the book Lolita, of course there's gonna be problems. I'm gonna give this one a maybe. Like there's issues, but it's not giving as much as the others did that I said yes on. I feel like this one is problematic in its own ways, as so many aesthetics are and as so many fashion trends are. And I want to end on saying that I don't shame people that embrace these trends. I shame the curators and the people that push certain agendas. This series isn't about policing what people wear or telling women what they